Hello, and welcome to Boston Media House Peer-to-Peer Student Support. This is an idea, an experiment really, to see how we can support each other, help each other, show each other how we are working, both academically, how we're understanding the work, and really give peer-to-peer support and help in any way that we can for all the modules. We never know what lecture we're going to get. And with that said, we hope and pray that, they both not only know their subject well, but that they teach well. But of course, every single person is different in their own way. And some of them will be able to grasp and understand and be able to work through both the content material of the module, but also the engagement in the lectures easily and well, and others it might be a struggle for various different reasons. So the idea behind this project, experiment, whatever you want to call it, is just to see how can we be able to share information, share resources, help explain, help each other understand, help each other work as best as we can so that we graduate as a class together. You can call me L, and this is an introduction video just to show you the way that I set up my, academic workspace. I work digitally almost 100%, and how that helps me stay prepared ahead of the lessons and just on top of things. And throughout different videos, which we'll put in playlists for the different modules, maybe we'll do some of them, maybe we'll do all of them, maybe it'll only be one. But you'll see that when I share or anyone else shares, what they think and what they have learned and things can help someone else or others in our group, that this is how they do it and this is how they work. Like I said, I do it mostly digitally, and I'll share the reasons why just now. But yeah, as I share, we share, anybody else shares on this platform, through this platform, we will hopefully be able to make sure that we're all on really the level that we can trust each other to be able to work with each other very well. Group work is apparently going to be quite a big thing in the later years of the diploma in media practices. So it's really important that we feel like, we're really on the same level so that whether we're friends or not, we can trust each other to be able to know the work and to be able to put in the work in whatever work that we do. So enough introduction, let's sort of get to the setup. So the first thing that I usually recommend to everyone is to set up a Microsoft Office account. And that is because the Microsoft Office account Microsoft is still the business standard of many companies all around the world. Sorry, I'm hopping from screen to screen by mistake. But the Microsoft and my audio is not working. Is it? It is. Okay, great. So Microsoft still really is the international standard of a digital workspace around the world, especially in corporate. Google Workspace is expanding amazingly, and it's working well for many others. It's still very, very simple and easy to use, which is fantastic. However, with the amount of years, like almost 30 years, that Microsoft has ahead of them in creating some of these tools, which Google and Linux and many others have copied, you will still find that if you really want to be able to create the best type of documents and spreadsheets, presentations is debatable, but there's a lot of integration that Microsoft PowerPoint has with many of its other features that can make presentations, if you know how to use the tool well, great. And just there's so many apps and tools and things in this ecosystem that I can't stress enough how much of an industry standard that it still is, and how important it is to be able to use it. and it's free to start off with. You can pay for an account as well to get some extra features, but it really is a professional standard, and I can't recommend it enough. It also links to LinkedIn, the professional networking app where you create your profile, have your CV, connect with people in your network, apply for jobs, because Microsoft owns LinkedIn as well. So I really, really, really recommend it. You can simply go to account.microsoft.com/account/create account, or if you simply Google create Microsoft account, you'll be able to get to this page very easily to get started, and it shows you what it's all about. But to get started, there should be something that says, create your account. So for me, I have an account which we'll go to, but if it gives you the sign in button, you can simply click create one. And then as soon as it says create one, it should show you something that looks somewhat like this when it loads. So it'll say create account, and I recommend specifically to make this work easiest and well, and for you to create your own professional account that you can use, again, for work, for interacting with any other people, that you say get a new email address. And for example, if your name is, Mary Peary, you can use mary.peary@outlook.com. It's clean, it's professional. And again, using this format, don't have exclamations and underscores, try not to have numbers. This literally makes it so easy for people to read your name and surname, be able to type it in anywhere else, and then you'd click next. And if it says it's already created, you can try any other combinations of just your name, just your surname, or if you have a middle name, you can type it in as well. And eventually, whichever combination works for your name, hopefully it's not too common, it'll say create a password, and then you create a password, and then you sort of go through the next steps, which is very easy. So it does create for you a new email address, and it allows you to access all of the essential Microsoft apps. And like I say, this is the workspace that I use, but also professionally, especially when you get into big and very credible corporates. They really still do use Microsoft as their baseline. So once you've created all of this, it'll eventually log you in, and it'll show you, hey, this is what you can do, yada, yada, yada. On the app, it'll show you what the different buttons mean, etc. And it'll eventually take you to this page. Now, if you do purchase it, it allows you to have the apps downloaded onto your computer, onto your laptop, onto your tablet, onto your phone, which is much more useful because the actual physical apps themselves have more features than the online apps. You don't need to have the online app. You don't need to have the physical apps to access the online apps, but you get a lot more. You get more storage, you get AI things, you get security apps as well, and VPNs. So if you ever do consider purchasing it, you can just click on Buy Microsoft, and it'll show you, hey, these are the plans that you can get. And maybe at another stage, I'll talk about, just why it's so good and great to be able to have a paid plan, but it is free, so don't worry about that. What you'll see is that in terms of this home page, it's just your dashboard for Microsoft 365. But where we will be going is to apps, and you'll see that these are the apps that you have for free and you can access online already. Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, which is the standard document making, spreadsheets, and presentation making. OneDrive is your cloud storage, so store all your documents, photos, videos, audio files. Outlook is the actual email address. Teams is for voice calls, for video calls. It has a chat function, which is really great as well. And it also integrates with many other apps to make work easier. And it has a video editor. Unlike Google, it has its own video editing app that has got a free level, and it's also got a paid version for many other features and templates and so many other things. Then these are the rest of the apps that you have access to for free. Calendar, AI Designer, text editor, make your own forms and quizzes, and all these others, which I won't go into now, but there's so many more apps already included. Now, the one which I set up my digital workspace on is OneNote. The digital workspace for learning specifically is OneNote. So OneNote is a digital notebook that you can access again on your computer, on your laptop, on your tablet, on your phone. I mean, even on your TV or your fridge if it can access the internet. But it allows you to keep all your slides, all your notes, all your documents digitally. And that's particularly beneficial because you can search through them, you can edit them, you can expand them, usually unlike text. And of course, you can then print them and you can still memorize from them. So OneNote is a digital workspace that I particularly recommend. And usually when you start, you will have something called My Notebook. If not, you can just click New and it will create your notebook for you. And then it will open up your workspace. So you'll see mine is very much, this is my original notebook, which is very much got very different stuff. But the essence of it is that you can have folders for each module or each subject or anything that you want. In that folder, you add pages, and on those pages, you add your text, your photos, you can add videos, you can insert PDFs and it'll print out your PDFs. You can draw on it, especially if you have a tablet or graphics tablets at home. You can change the view, whether you want ruled lines or no ruled lines at all, depending on whether you're writing or typing. And there's more features as well, which you can have when you use the desktop version, which I'm going to switch to after going through Col Campus briefly. But this really is the workspace that helps keep everything digitally organized. And again, like I said, you can add to your notes, you can expand them, you can draw on them, you can insert PDFs, you can insert pictures, you can insert videos as well to keep everything in one digital notebook. And that's basically that. May touch on it and create a little series on just how to use this and how to work with this and the other Microsoft apps, but I swear by it. The other part just to this introduction is, of course, Col Campus, and that's pretty much where we are finding our subject information, campus information, etc. So going through the whole process, go to bostonmediahouse.ac.za, click on Col Campus, and it should open a new page like this. The login is usually 8 underscore your student number. And then the password, if I am not mistaken, is your ID number with an exclamation mark at the end. Let me just triple check quickly. Okay, it should just be your student number as the password, and that's pretty much it. And then that allows you to log in. And once you're logged in, it takes you straight to your dashboard. There is quite a few things to explore here. The people's different dashboards will look differently. I had someone just help change the view of my dashboard to the list view because they recommended it as a graduate student, and they said that works well from them. So list view usually shows you everything that has been posted according to date. So going from basically the beginning of the year almost, you can see that the administration team from the campus posts everything from job opportunities, job shadowing opportunities, competition. The administrators will also post the announcements to each of the modules, as well as the slides and the slide outlines. There's the timetable, and any other notices is generally just popped onto the dashboard. So you can change the view by just clicking on the 3 dots, depending on whether you're a computer, your tablet, and then whichever view works for you. Occasionally there are notifications, usually based on things that have been posted recently, but I think they are mostly related to discussions. And then when you have your results posted, there's the My Grades button for you to be able to see in a quick view what your marks are looking like. And yeah, that's basically the dashboard part. Now you can go to your profile and you can, of course, edit so many things, add another email address that you personally use so it's easier for you to log in. You can get it to send you SMSs and change your settings. So all of that you can play around with, but that's the dashboard. The main thing that we're looking at here is courses. So when you click on the courses button, which is the book, you should see all of your modules as well as BMH, library, student wellness, and general info for whatever your campus is. And then if we choose one of the modules like photography, for example, it will then take you to what's basically the photography dashboard and the home page. That is basically going to welcome you, tell you about Col Campus, tell you what the module specifically is about and what you're going to be assessed in, and of course who your lecturers are, and how to get a hold of them. And then at the bottom, when you click View Course Stream, you will be able to see your assignments or exercises, but they've mostly used this for assignments. And of course, when you click on the assignment by following this process, it should take you to the assignment submission page. And then for some of the modules, they have included the brief directly here. Some of the modules have put the brief only under the modules section, but this goes into detail about what your assignment is about. Going back to the home page of the module quickly, the other button there is the course calendar. There isn't really much posted on this besides showing when the actual assignments are due. So most lecturers haven't used this calendar feature to post when the different exercises are going to be due. But for example, it should pop up a calendar. And then when you go to the next month, you should be able to see that FA1, this is when the first assessment is actually going to be due. And that's pretty much, that's all that's actually there. So that's those two buttons and the home page. Another way to get to the assignment submission page is just to click on assignment. And once you've clicked on assignment, you'll be able to click on FA1, and that will take you again to the submission page, where once you're done, you can click upload and then it's done and you're uploaded. The next button is the discussions page. This hasn't been used yet for photography. It has been used for, I think, another module, but I think those are outdated discussions. But basically speaking, anyone can basically click on add a discussion and create a topic, add information. You can go so far as to even adding code and stuff. But the idea of this is just to be able to engage with either the lecturer or other students within the module discussion so that no one misses anything. And there's more and more and more ways to engage, whether it's assignments, whether there are any quizzes, etc. But the discussion page is basically the chat board, the chat forum, which may or may not be used by the lecturer, but as one of our lecturers has said, at least to us, that if you do use it, you're welcome to, but then let's actually use it. Let's not, or let's just not waste time. Lastly, there's the actual modules page where when you click on modules, you'll see this is the subject outline, and the subject outline just tells you what the module is about and what basically the sections and the criteria of it is. We'll show it just now. Then you'll have the lesson outlines, which are called the roadmaps, what you're supposed to do in each lesson, and how the lesson will be conducted or what the lesson is trying to assess. Then you will have slides. And then, like I said, for some modules, the actual assignment is also posted here as well. But long story short is that you simply click on one of the documents, for example, and it should show you a download button so that you can download that actual document onto whatever device you're using. This one, for example, is in docs format, which is a Word document. And this means that you need to have a Word document, Microsoft Word, or something that can try to open Microsoft Word on whatever device that you are using. Otherwise, it may not open for you. Otherwise, you can view it. They have created this little screen thing here. You can view it within the Col Campus. So as I was mentioning, the subject outline just details introduction. This is what the subject is about. This is what you need, resources, equipment, anything else. This is how your assessments will actually work. And that's pretty much it. As you go to the bottom of the screen and then click next, you will actually see that it goes through the documents one by one. So this is the lesson 1 roadmap, what we're supposed to be learning, or the skills that we need to check ourselves. Have I learned this? This is what you need to read, ideally before the lesson. And this is also what to watch, ideally, again, before the lesson. It'll tell you what activities are directly related to this lesson, and then any extra materials for usually videos, sometimes docs, to help expand your own knowledge and your own skills as well. So again, you can click on this, download it, and print it if you're a printing person, put it onto a digital notebook if you're like me, or you can just look at it and read it here and write into your notebook if you're a physical book person. So the roadmaps appear like that, and then once you've got your roadmaps, eventually they share the slides as well. Slides are mostly in PDF. I've seen some of them in PowerPoint format. So once again, if it says PPTX, for example, it's in PowerPoint format, you will need Microsoft PowerPoint to be able to open and view that document, or something that can try and open Microsoft PowerPoint documents. Google Slides does try to open Microsoft PowerPoint board documents as best as it can. So usually all the essential information is there. It's just formatting, which might be slightly shifted around. But these usually are the slides which the lecturer uses. Some lecturers have updated their slides, and I'll talk about that when I go back to OneNote. But when a lecturer has updated their slides, they don't always get a chance to upload them here, because it is the academic coordinators or the academic managers who usually upload onto here. So if these slides are updated, you'll only find out when you are in class by comparing, what's on your phone, tablet, or your laptop to what you're seeing on the screen. And then we'll either try to ask lecturer for those slides, or you can take photos and add them into your notes or your digital notebook like I usually do. So that's really the long and the short of Col Campus and where to find the most important stuff, really. This takes us back then to Microsoft OneNote, which is the last part I'll chat about now. It's again the digital notebook that I use and that works for me. So you'll see now I'm on the desktop version of the Microsoft OneNote. You can still download the desktop version for free, if I'm not mistaken. It takes a little bit of searching, but if you purchase even just a 1-month subscription, like you spend the $160 to purchase a 1-month subscription on the Microsoft 365, you can download all the apps, and then it still allows you to generally use the apps without any trouble onto your device. You just can't access some of the features like saving to OneDrive easily or anything like that. But you have the app on your computer, on your tablet, on your phone, and it will work still. So the long story short is this is the Microsoft OneNote in the application format. And you'll see for me, I have created all my folders for the different subjects: academic lit for year 1, academic lit, digital marketing, photography, advertising, and all the others. There's no limit to how many folders you can create. You can even create one for general notes or whatever it may be. You can also create entire other notebooks. So when you do, click on here and you say add notebook, you are able to create other notebooks for yourself. And that keeps them separate from your school, your university sort of things. But let's go through just the photography one, which is the one that I've set up completely so far, and talk through again. This is the process that I use to be able to manage all my academic admin, really. So basically, at first, it'll be completely blank, and you'll have one page. And to add a page, you can just click Add Page, and you'll see the blank page. Usually with ruled lines, it's got the date and the time of that page's creation. From there, it's really up to you what you add on the page. So this, if you're familiar with Microsoft, will look really familiar. So if you copy and paste stuff into it, that's there. If you write text and need to change the font, the position of the font, etc., the style of the font, that's there. Nice thing that it has is that it has tags for the different lines of text. So if something is something that's important that you need to do, or it's a critical, it's a project, whatever it may be, you can add a tag next to it so that you can search through your tags, or you can mark things as done, not done, etc. You can email the page, you can create notes for any meeting, you can dictate to it, which is a great feature. When you click dictate, and I hope it works because I'm currently using my microphone, but when you click dictate, it will actually write down what you are saying onto the page in front of you. This will help save effort from you having to type. Of course, you have to speak slowly and clearly and enunciate your words. And afterwards, you will have to read it and add your own punctuation, but it works exceptionally well. And I think you have to be connected to the internet for it to work fast and well. But that is dictation, which is really great. Even transcribing, if you have recorded someone or something that is speaking English, you can bring it in here and you can tell it to transcribe this text or audio for you, and it will take whatever sound and write it down there for you. So that's pretty much that. And really, there's so much you can do. The thing which I've used the most for setting up my pages here is file printout, which is when you have a PDF usually, but it works with PowerPoint, it works with Microsoft Docs, and you click file print out and you go and find your file somewhere, you click on it and you click insert, and then it prints it out here for you. So that works very well. And you can insert a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Not going to go through every single feature, but perhaps the last two important ones worth going through is that if you have a graphics tablet, and I'll show you mine quickly. I just need to flip back to the main screen. So graphics tablet is something that looks sort of like this. It connects to your computer so that you can actually draw on your screen. Of course, if you have a tablet or even a phone with a bigger screen or a stylus, you can actually draw on it as well. So that's the great thing about having a graphics tablet, is that you can actually draw on your screen and draw on your tablet. But you can choose different types of pens, erasers, all sorts of things like that, add pages, can even calculate some math for you. But yeah, that is the second last important thing to show you. And perhaps the last one is that you, on the desktop app specifically, you can switch your background between normal white light paper or dark background. You can change the color of the page should you choose, and you can also choose whether to have ruled lines or not to have ruled lines. And that's really a personal preference. Some people like to see ruled lines. Sometimes I do, to sort of remind me, and keep things like in lines like you would in a book. Other people don't. Sometimes when you add pictures, videos, the text goes out of line with the ruled lines, and it doesn't look as fresh anymore. So that's the main idea. But long story short, you create a page. So the first page I created is just a blank page that says 2025, so that when I'm done with this year, and if I still have this module next year, I can collapse everything into that page and I don't have to see it. The next page I created was module outline. So I just copied this module outline from, I think, the prospectus or something online. I think for everyone who's been accepted, they would have sent you an email that says, this is the key information about the diploma that you're doing or the degree that you're doing. And I just copy pasted this here so that I know what it is about and I can always remember, of course, what it is about. Then, as I mentioned earlier, you can download your subject outlines. And then what you do is you simply click on the page and you can click insert, print out, and then click on your PDF and then click insert. And it will ask you, do you just want to attach the file or do you want to print it out? If you click print out, then it will actually print out the entire PDF here. That makes it easy for you to be able to click next to the page and type anything you want to. You can, of course, also write and highlight directly onto the page, whether you're using your phone or your graphics tablet. And that just makes it easy for you to annotate, something that is mentioned in academic literacy, but it makes it easy for you to annotate the actual document or the slide that you have. So for me, how I set it up is that I have first my module outline. The next page that I have is my textbook. I will be scanning my textbooks and putting them here because the books are big and heavy, and because I want to be able to annotate and even update my annotations. Again, like I said, working digital allows you to edit your notes, to expand on your notes, to search through your notes instead of flipping through a book. So I will be scanning my textbook and putting it here completely. And then what I usually do, which I've done for other subjects, is that I create my own summaries and notes from the textbook. So for example, for digital marketing, I have already gone through a lot of the first chapter, and I just mostly summarize, the textbook in my own way, and having the headings, putting in the photos. I'm not going to redraw the things necessarily, but this is my way, particularly of learning and embedding the knowledge in my mind and in my head. So that is chapter summaries and notes. And then I also keep a page for the actual exercises. So chapter 1 in some of the books will have, for example, exercise 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, and I do them here and I keep them here. And that just makes it, easy for me to make sure I've done the exercises, but that I can also come back and refer to the exercises as well. I then created an assignments page, which is just a screenshot of, hey, these are the assignments for example, this module, and especially semester 1, and this is when it's due. And then same with the assignment document. I have simply created a new page, clicked on the page, clicked insert, clicked print out, and clicked on the document to bring it into here. And then this allows me to read the assignment, always have access to it on my phone, tablet, computer, and to make sure I can also annotate on it. I can write on it. If I have any questions, I can come to this document and make sure that I can, refer to it, and I've done everything that's needed to for the assignment. The photography one, at least for this year, 2025, has been created or uploaded on Col Campus as a PDF, which doesn't make it possible to copy this page, which is the declaration page. But if you use the digital marketing document, or I think the academic literacy document, you will see that it's a Word document. So you will be able to copy this whole page for your assignment into Microsoft Word, and then you will have your entire declaration and everything there easily. You can also screenshot if you want to, but for me personally, I like to make sure that the document is copied there. Then I can actually type in my information and not have to physically handwrite it. Possibly the most important part that I use this for, the OneNote, is again structuring everything with the lesson notes and the outlines as follows. So for each lesson, I create a page that is the lesson outline. And with the lesson outline, I literally, again, click on the page, click file printout, and I insert the lesson outline. And I can see these are the outcomes for the lesson. This is what I need to read for the lesson or look at. And I call this my lesson prep, my preparation for the lesson. And this is what I will need to do for this lesson. And should I choose to, having enough time, these are the extra material that I will look through the lesson. So I always keep this here. And once I've uploaded this page here, another thing that I do is that I can click on the page, as I said, you can annotate on it, and I can add tags. So if I add a to-do tag, it will put it right next to, whatever I've clicked on. And that'll allow me to know that once I've done it, I can simply click on it and I know, okay, this is done. Or if I feel something, for example, is important, and don't know why it disappeared there, but if I feel something is, important or noteworthy, I can add the star, for example. There's many different tags, like I said, you can add, or if I'm marking my own work, I can add a tick. But the point of this is to be able to, do it digitally, or of course I can use my drawing pad and select a pen and just go tick, 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 etc. I've done this, I've done that. So that's the lesson outline. I keep it for every single lesson right here. Immediately once I've gotten the lesson outline, what I usually go through is, of course, after reading it, is I usually go onto the what to read. And this I count what to read and what to watch. And this I count as my lesson prep. So if it says read PowerPoint slides for lesson 1, I usually download the slides, click on the page, click on insert, click on file printout, and I actually upload the slides here. And a lot of the slides are similar information to the book, but sometimes they have extra pictures and, extra information. But here, whilst I'm literally before the lesson or even in the lesson, I can see, all the information that the lecturer is going to speak about. I can, as mentioned before, if I'm on my digital notebook, I can highlight with different colors that mean different things to me, what I feel is important. I can, of course, draw on it. And I can, of course, for example, then make notes on it. So, for example, drawing an arrow can create an arrow there for me. Then I can double click and write, there is DSLR camera, which is, for example, digital single reflex, digital single, I think, lens reflex, I think. But I can write literally next to the page and I can expand immediately, on the slides. So usually I'm writing on the slides during class, but for the lesson prep, I just pretty much read through them and highlight if there's anything that's particularly important to me. The next item of prep usually is, for example, watching a video or visiting a website. The nice thing about this, it's a bittersweet sort of thing. So once you've printed something out, it's like it's printed out. So you can't click directly on the link. But what you can do, for example, let me do it using the OneNote tools. But what you can do, for example, is that you can take a screen clipping. And I don't know why it's going to my home page, but you can take a screen clipping of anything on your page and then paste it inside your OneNote. Now, for me, I literally just selected a little square and that is a screen clipping. So it didn't show the OneNote app like I wanted it to, but if you press Windows, Shift, and S on your Microsoft, your Windows computer, should also be the same, Command Shift S maybe on MacBook, you can actually take a screenshot of something anywhere on your page, and then you can paste it here. And then after that, what I usually do is that when you click on the picture, it can say copy text from the picture, and then you can paste the text from the picture right there in your OneNote. So any text that comes from a picture, you can literally tell it to analyze the text, copy the text from the picture and paste it, and then you can click it. So this link that they said, read this, it looks like a blog. It's WordPress, and it's just showing different pictures from different series that they have made. And this is particularly from our lecturer, for example. And they've got their blog showcasing their work. And as they showcase their work, they add notes and stories from it, which is very fascinating. Great to see, great to know. There's, of course, the YouTube videos as well. With the YouTube videos, what I also tend to do is that depending on what the YouTube video is and says, I also just copy the text, copy the image, paste it here, copy the text from the picture, paste it here, and click on the link, and then the YouTube video will open. Depending on what the YouTube video is about, I'm going to mute the audio from the video.
We've always been artists, and we've always been those kids that are always trying to discover things, adventurous.
And then
we
I
go
can
out
put my
and
own
create
notes
things.
About the video. Sometimes I use a video transcriber. So if I quickly
The nicest
just
thing
go
about
to
growing up
Google
where we
and I
grew up was
say video transcribe,
it was an environment
you'll find
where
an app
people
that
had to solve
does that.
problems
So usually
creatively.
with the
That
YouTube
environment
transcript
actually
generator,
influenced us a lot
I
more
even
to
mute
do
the
art.
sound because I'm sure it's coming through. It's coming through my speaker as well.
Beauty is all around us.
But I was saying that with the video, sometimes you can just watch the video and that's it. Sometimes you can watch the video and make notes on it. If the video has very specific information, like I know it's in literacy has, sometimes I will copy the video link, put it in a YouTube transcript generator and get video transcript. And that will, try and listen to the video and work as hard as it can to create a transcript of every single thing that you're saying, because maybe I don't want to
Africa and the Africans who live in it.
type
Because
notes.
most of the time,
Now,
we've been
this
showed so much
particular
of this
video,
negative
it
things
seems
of
that
Africa in
it's
photographs and
difficult
pictures
for
and
it
documentaries, so we ended up
to
believing
get,
it ourselves.
the transcript from the audio. The audio is a bit bad or poor quality.
It's not just about
to distinguish
a
between
nice image.
music
It must
and
say something.
this
It must
which is
show you
not great. That means
soul,
usually you have to then make your own notes. But oftentimes, if the video quality is clear, there's no background music and noise, you can just go into the video, copy it, put it in the transcriber, get the full text of the video, copy the text of the video, and then bring it into, your OneNote lesson prep. And then that then allows you to just make the notes on the video. So yeah, that's pretty much that and how I approach it with the videos, as that I don't have to make my own notes on the videos, but I rather get a transcriber and then summarize the notes that have been made from video. As I said, for the slides, at least, I usually just read through them during the prep. And then if there's any notes I need to make, I'll make them on the prep. But usually I wait till the class for the lecturer to go through them. And then anything else that they say and add, I may add directly onto the slides. If there's anything extra that I need to do, or note, I usually create one more page for lesson notes and activities, and I just put them here. And for every lesson, the process is rinse and repeat. I don't know where my documents have disappeared to here, but for all of them, it's pretty much rinse and repeat. Have the lesson outline, have the lesson slides, do the lesson prep, and be ready for any other notes and activities. So that's at least how I manage my things. And it's just, again, very useful digitally to be able to expand your notes. Like literally just type and write more, write on the slides, bring my textbook in here. Do all my notes and activities and exercises digitally, because I will never lose this. And over time, especially for second and third year subjects, which continue like academic literacy, and depending on if you do PR or journalism or radio, when those modules continue, I'm not starting a new book and I'm not carrying a physical heavy book, into class anymore. And I don't need to. The thing that I usually do is that once I've made, for example, my textbook notes, I don't pick up the book again. I don't pick up the textbook. I read over my notes. If they can be summarized further, I summarize them further. And then, we don't have tests and exams, apparently, traditional tests and exams at Boston Media House. So that means that sort of the studying is less in a sense. But whenever I need to reference something as well in the summer for an assessment or an assignment, I can come through here. I can search the keywords. And when I can search the keywords, then I'm able to, find it very easily. So that's pretty much how, I set it up. And I show all of this as well during this introduction, also just to show that this is usually where, if I am doing a peer-to-peer, tutorial, or if any, this is how it will look. Usually I will show you how I've made my notes, and if I've created any additional tutorial activities, as well. You'll usually be seeing this screen, the OneNote screen. So that's pretty much it as a whole introduction. Maybe these videos will continue very frequently. Maybe they will be, for just specific things. I'm hoping that there might be, other people who as well, contribute and share to this specific project as well, so that, we can learn from each other, and, we know who knows their work and who is going to be dependable and trustworthy and competent when we get to group project. So that's really the aim, the goal of this. And maybe over time the videos will get more interesting, and sound and music and all that sort of stuff. Who knows? It's an entire experiment. But for those who said, hey, yeah, I would appreciate some extra notes, or just some help and some explanation on a specific subject, because maybe I don't feel like the content was delivered and the plane landed for me, then this can help each other. This can let us help each other. So yeah, that is pretty much it. And to whatever this becomes, long may it live on the internet. So let's do this.